Our next presenter is Mary Hoffman. Mary is a program specialist with the Medical and Health Professions section of Regulatory Program Management at TDLR. Mary assists me with the Midwives program, and she is going to give you an update on TDLR. I will stop sharing and make Mary the presenter so she can share her screen with you all. Great. I see you, Mary.
Okay. Okay, do you all see this? Everything looking good? All right. Well, hello, everyone. Like Katie mentioned, my name is Mary Hoffman, and I'll be providing the TDLR Updates 2020 presentation for you today. So TDLR at a glance, I just want to go over just a couple of high points about the agency if you are new to TDLR. TDLR regulates over 40 different industries, programs, and professions. We currently have over 500 employees, and as of fiscal year, end of fiscal year 2020, we had over 800,000 licensees. So you may be wondering, who are the 40 different programs and professions that we regulate? So we'll walk through those briefly. So we have our business and occupations section, which includes combative sports, polygraph examiners, towing operators, a wide range of occupations there. We also have our building and mechanical section, which includes our air conditioning and electricians group. We have our professionals as well. This includes our barbering, cosmetology, laser hair removal programs, and several others. We have natural resources as well. We license water well drillers and pump installers, as well as weather modification here in Texas. Now, we'll talk about the medical and health professions programs, and that is where the Midwives program is housed under. And you can see we have 10 different medical and health professions programs here at TDLR. So currently, TDLR is under sunset review. It is a limited scope review that will continue through May of 2020. Now, over the past year, TDLR staff have been busy assisting the sunset staff with their review of the agency. And you may be asking, who is the Sunset Commission and what do they do? Well, the Sunset Commission is a state agency whose purpose is to take a close look at other agencies and its programs to oversee, that they oversee in order to identify and eliminate waste, duplication, and inefficiencies. They will also determine if the agency or programs are still relevant. The Sunset staff performs extensive research and analysis of the agency and its processes. Sunset will make recommendations whether the agency should continue to exist, and also make recommendations for improvements. During the Sunset's review of the agency, they will seek input from the general public, from industry leaders, professionals, and also licensees. And as I mentioned earlier, TDLR is under a limited scope review. And what that means is any programs that were transferred to TDLR on or after September 1st, 2016, they are not part of this current review. So the Midwives program will be included in the Sunset's review, 2022-2023 review, along with the other programs that were transferred to TDLR on or after September 1, 2016. Now currently, the Sunset staff have issued their report, their limited report on TDLR. And you can find that report on the Sunset Commission's website, and that is www.sunset.texas.gov if you want to take a look at that. So now we'll go into a couple of law and rule updates that impact midwives in Texas. So Senate Bill 1531 was passed last legislative session. This bill removes the conviction of a misdemeanor of moral turpitude or a felony from its list of items authorizing discipline of a midwife or denial of an application for a midwife license or its renewal. Now, I know this sounds scary that the provision was removed, but please don't worry. This language was duplicative in nature, and we have TDLR's enabling statute, Chapter 51, which authorizes the commission to determine license eligibility based on a person's criminal history or other information. And additionally, Occupations Code Chapter 53 more clearly spells out the exact circumstances in which the commission must consider when determining whether to deny a license based on criminal history. So now we're going to talk about a little bit about House Bill 2059. Many of you may have heard about this bill recently. This bill adds a new training requirement for certain healthcare practitioners. Beginning September 1, 2020, healthcare practitioners, including licensed midwives who provide direct patient care, must complete a Health and Human Services approved human trafficking training course in order to renew their license. So the midwives rules have been recently amended to reflect the statutory changes from both Senate Bill 1531 and House Bill 2059. And you can find the most recent amended version of the midwives rules on the midwives program page. So we're going to continue talking a little bit more about House Bill 2059 and its requirements. And like I mentioned, it requires healthcare practitioners to take a human trafficking training in order to renew their license. Now, this is not required for initial license applicants, and this is only required for renewals. The training must be completed for each renewal cycle, and it's not a one-time requirement. So every subsequent renewal after September 1, 2020, you will need to take this training again. The training must also be approved by HHSC, as I mentioned. HHSC is required to provide a list of approved courses on their website, and at least one of those courses must be free of charge. Do you all still have questions regarding the human trafficking training requirements? I'm pretty sure you do. And we anticipated that. And so what TDLR has done is we have created a dedicated human trafficking prevention for healthcare practitioners webpage for you. And on this page, you will find additional information and resources on the required training. The link to this page can be found from our main TDLR webpage, and you can also find it from the Midwives program page. On this dedicated page, the information that you will find will include what the training requirement is, who is required to complete the training. So with TDLR, we have 25 different license types who are required to comply with this requirement, and you can find that list there. You'll find information on when the training needs to be completed. You'll also find information on how to take the training, including links to the HHSC website, information on why this is happening, which covers the information in the bill. You'll also find contact information for help and support. We have also developed frequently asked questions and some instructions to guide you through the registration process for trained courses. And I just want to mention regarding this instructions guide, again, this is only for courses in train. I believe there are 2 currently approved HHSC training courses that are in the train platform. So these instructions will only help you in those courses. Okay, so we'll walk through kind of the information that you'll see on our webpage under How Do I Take the Training? So this is what you'll see if you go to our website and scroll down to How Do I Take the Training? Here you'll notice that there is a link to the HHSC's website, the instructions for registration, and also a link to register for the training. I also want to mention that you should ensure that you print out a copy of your course completion certificate or save a digital copy for your records. You are not required to submit the training with your renewal, the training certificate with your renewal, but you must keep a copy of that because the department may ask for proof at any time. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on, pretend like we're clicking on the link to the HHSC website. And this is what you'll see when you go to HHSC's website. You'll find lots of information here regarding the bill as well. Where you see the red arrow, that is going to be your list of approved training courses. So we're going to go ahead and click on that link, and we're going to just kind of briefly go through the list of approved courses. Currently, there are 10 courses that are approved, and the SOAR to Health and Wellness that you see here, that is the first course that was approved, and that is a 1-hour course, and that is also one of the free courses. So this is the training that the instructions that we provide on our website can help you walk through that. So here are just a couple more training courses. SOAR for Healthcare is also in train, and those instructions should be able to help you register for that as well. And some more of the approved training courses. So when trying to decide which course you want to take, please pay close attention to the course length and the cost of the course. There are several courses that are free. However, there are several that do cost, that do have a fee. So make sure that you're looking at one that's going to be the right fit for you. Another note that I do want to mention is when you do register for a course and begin your training, make sure that you are taking the correct course, and you can do that by verifying the course ID number. Okay, so we are just going to ask a quick true or false question. In response to the COVID-19, TDLR, true or false, TDLR will recognize any grace period recommended by an entity providing certification in CPR. So that's okay, you don't have to send anything in a chat. We're just going to go ahead and give you that answer. And that is true. For licensed midwives, TDLR will recognize any grace period recommended in response to COVID-19, the COVID-19 crisis, by an entity providing certification in CPR or neonatal resuscitation. And if you are interested in finding additional information on COVID-19 and what the agency's actions have been to assist in this pandemic, you can go to our website. On our main page, you'll see where the red arrow is. TDLR takes action in response to COVID-19 threat. there's a link that can take you to our COVID-19 updates. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming 87th Texas Legislature, which convenes in January. Specifically on January 12th, 2021, the Texas Legislature will convene and the 87th regular session will begin. On that day, the House of Representatives and the Senate of Texas will both be officially open for business. Pre-filing of bills begins November 9th, 2020, so just next week. People can start filing bills for the next session. During the 86th regular session, over 7,000 bills were filed and over 1,400 bills were passed. Although the impact that COVID-19 will have on the 87th legislative session is unknown, one likely outcome is that less bills will be filed this session. The TDLR will be tracking bills that, if filed and enacted, would impact TDLR's programs. So please be on the lookout for our 87th legislative session webpage. It's a webpage that's dedicated to any bills passed that will impact the agency or any of its programs. So that should be uploaded to our website within the coming weeks, if not before January. And now we're going to do another true or false question. True or false? TDLR emails our quarterly newsletter in which we share information and updates on our medical and health professions programs. Well, that is true. TDLR does issue a quarterly newsletter. The newsletter is called TDLR Health Monitor, and that is sent to subscribers of the medical and health professions programs. Our most recent publication was issued October 2020, and you can find this issue and archived issues on the TDLR website under agency newsletters. And you can also find them on the Midwives program page as well. If you are interested in receiving a copy of the next newsletter, please subscribe for program updates and information. And I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes. And so I want to give an update on how you can best contact us. If you need to reach our customer service department, if you need to send us any information or documents, our customer service division has made a change and gone to a web format. And we're going to just show you what that looks like and how you can get in touch with us. On our main TDLR webpage, if you see where the red circle is, get in touch, you can click on that link and it will take you to this page. Here you want to click on the blue button that says Email Customer Service, and it will take you to this web form. So like I mentioned, this is our customer services new web form. This is how you must send us any inquiries, any questions, any documentations. You'll have to go through this form. And this form allows for TDLR to receive your email along with other important information in order for us to properly assist you. The email will be directed to the appropriate department or team more efficiently. And if you notice here, you can send attachments with this web form. And TDLR would like for you to stay in the know. And the best way to do that is, one way is to sign up for program updates. And let me show you how to do that. If you see the red circle where it says email updates on our main program, on our main TDLR page, you click on that, that will take you to a page where you can select the different programs that you want to get information on. If you just want information on the midwifery program, you can just select that. If you want information on all of our 40 programs, you can select all of that and get email updates on all of those programs as well. But it only takes a few seconds to sign up. It's very simple. You'll get updated rules and laws. We'll never send you any spam. And you'll get notified of any future summits, as well as receive the TDLR monitor. We also have our social media accounts if you want to stay in touch with us. We have a Twitter and a Facebook account that you can follow us there. And that concludes my presentation, and I'm available to answer any questions.
Thanks, Mary. I'm going to share my screen real quick with the instructions again to remind everybody, if you have a question, to please submit it to Katie Bryce, and I will read the question out to Mary. Let me go back to the Q&A page and see if we get anything here. Any questions for Mary? Okay, well, let's see. I have to take a course in human trafficking for my nursing license. Do I have to take another one to meet the need for my LM?
It depends on the course that she takes for the nursing license. So we do have an FAQ on the website that addresses this, but if that course is an HHSC approved course, then it would also be accepted for the midwives renewal. And the nursing board does have an HHSC training listed as one of them.
Okay, thank you, Mary. I hope everyone was able to hear her answer. I got a strange message on my computer screen. So, okay. Something has just happened. It says low bandwidth. Are you able to hear?
And Katie.
Oh,
maybe
here. Yeah. Sorry, I just got a notification of low bandwidth for some reason. So, okay. In case anybody didn't hear the answer, Mary said as long as it was an approved HHSC course, then it would apply towards the midwife license and
right. If it's on that web page, if it's on their web page, the list of approved courses that meet the requirements of House Bill 2059, and also meets the requirements that you need for your nursing CE, then that's fine. But you would have to go look at the list to see.
Okay, here's a question that says, does the Human Trafficking Conference that was held at TCC last year count towards the licensing requirement?
I do not believe so. However, you would have to contact HHSC for that confirmation. Again, the HHSC website has the list of the approved courses, the names of the course, who the organizations are that the training provider, and also if they're allowed for CE and other information. So you have to go to that list to find out. And if that list doesn't give you the information you need, there's contact information so that you can reach HHSC to find out for sure.
Okay, thank you, Mary. So let's see. Now I want to mention that DTLR has a webpage for the Midwives Educational Summit in case you haven't been to it yet. You can bookmark the address given at the bottom of the screen. We update this after every summit and a few months before the upcoming summit. It'll give you information on how we are having the summit, whether it's virtually or in person. It'll give you the dates. We also update it with the agenda and the bios for our speakers and continuing education information. So it's a great place to get all the information you need for the future summits.